One of the most joyful moments in the life of a church is that moment when people stand in front of the congregation and take membership vows. Now, before we talk about what membership means, I always find it helpful to talk about what membership doesn't mean. When you become a member in a church, it's not like becoming a member in a social club. You don't get your own parking spot. You don't have a seat reserved in the best pew. You don't get a discount on church merchandise. There are no special perks that come from being a member of the church. As a matter of fact, just the opposite is true. When we become members of the church, we are following in the footsteps of Jesus, who said, "I came to serve, not to be served." When someone decides to become a member of the church, they're saying, "I have received the love and the grace of God in this place. And now I want to be part of passing that love and that grace on to the next person who walks through the door." When someone joins a United Methodist Church, they promise to serve and support the church in 5 ways. The first promise we make is to support the church with our prayers. We encourage all followers of Jesus to grow in the habit of regular prayer. Talk to God, just like you talk to the most important people in your life. Pray for the ministries of the church and for the people of the church. It's hard to be mean-spirited or hard-hearted when you spend lots of time in prayer. When you take care of your relationship with God, you will find that it is much easier to have grace for the people you meet in the church and in the world. The second promise we make is to support the church with our presence. We often underestimate the power of being present. Even when you are exhausted and struggling and you feel like you don't have anything else to offer, you can give the gift of your presence. Giving the gift of presence means showing up for worship. It means showing up in hospital rooms and on the doorstep of people who are going through a hard time. It means worshiping online and showing up for people in the community where you live, even if that community is far away from Flint. The third promise we make is to support the church with our gifts. We believe that every person has a gift to give, and we believe that the world needs every one of those gifts. Maybe your gift is compassion. Maybe your gift is teaching. Maybe your gift is peacemaking. Maybe God has given you financial resources. Chances are you have received many gifts from God, and you can use those gifts in ministry inside and outside of the church. The fourth promise we make is to support the church with our service. United Methodists love to roll up our sleeves and do the work of healing God's creation. We serve in many ways. We turn classrooms into bedrooms in order to care for families facing a housing crisis. We stock shelves at the food pantry. We serve on committees that make ministry possible. We chaperone youth lock-ins. There are as many ways to serve as there are Court Streeters. The fifth and final promise we make when we join the church is to support the church through our witness. Being a witness means having the courage to share what we have experienced and what we have seen. The church grows stronger and our faith grows deeper when we share our stories and experiences of God. Bearing witness might look like sharing your heart during a Bible study, or it might mean joining a protest and speaking up for human dignity. Or it might mean offering to pray with a neighbor who is going through a hard time. Bearing witness is another way of saying, shine the light that God has given you. These are the promises that we make when we become members of a United Methodist Church. We promise to support the church through our prayers, our presence, our gifts, our service, and our witness. I have seen over and over again that it's not just the church that grows when we keep these promises. Praying for one another, being present for one another, using the gifts that God has given us, serving our community, shining our light for all the world to see. When we do all of these things, we find that we grow closer to God as well.